So crazy chess story. So I think I might have told you this, but I was doing some research in the homeless community, and there was a car wash by my house, and there was a group of homeless guys that would hang out there, and I knew one of them, and so I would go talk to him at this place, and then eventually I got to know all of them. Well, there's one of the guys, the only guy that's not homeless. He actually lives in a house behind the car wash. He is probably an older Mexican guy, probably 50 years old, but he's a heroin addict. He has a house. He's not homeless, but he's a heroin addict. And so they would go out and play chess. And this is like 11 o'clock at night at a car wash on Broadway. And I would go, they play chess. This guy was fucking good, dude, like really good. And it was funny because he would play this other guy. His name was he's a homeless guy. He lives in his van there. But they would play, and this guy that's a heroin addict would literally just fall asleep. Like during his during the other opponent's move, he would like fall asleep because that's what heroin addicts do. I don't know if you knew that.
They do. Yeah,
right.
Sometimes standing.
So right. And I mean, he's just sitting there, and then next thing you know, he's falling asleep, and they'd be like, "Hey, fucker, it's your turn. Wake up," you know. But he was good. I couldn't fucking believe it. It was crazy. I never actually. I played a couple times, but never any serious games. But they would get pretty serious, where like they would argue and shit. It was fucking hilarious.
So what would happen when he passed out? Would you cheat, or would you just wake him up?
No, I never played him when he passed out.
What do the other guys do?
Nothing. They're
game over.
No, they just play. Yeah, they just could, because that's normal.
Yeah.
I mean, they play all the time. I think they're out there every single day. I don't think they play chess every day, but they're out there every single day. So that's just another day in the office, really, for them.
Heroin's a motherfucker, dude. But yeah, walk into San Francisco, the office, you just see the we got the heroin lane. They're just like folded over but standing, and they quite never fall. It seems like it's really amazing. I remember walking by when I first went to San Francisco. There's just drug addicts everywhere, especially downtown and Tenderloin area. But my cousin Tyler lived there a little before me, and he was just like, I was like, man, that's fucked up. That's sad. This guy was all leaned over, and he's like, man, you don't know what he's seeing in his head. He's probably feeling sorry for you. He's probably having the time of his life. I was like, very good point, Tyler. Very good point.
Dude, that's a great point, because you know what? There's a couple things that I pulled away from a lot of this research that I did. And research, I mean, maybe 6 months of this shit. I mean, not
just
years.
Hanging out?
Yeah, just hanging out, really. Yeah, hanging out. And I would never take notes because that's just fucking wrong,
Wait, can we make this clear? Nick used to, after class, go hang out with a bunch of homeless guys and one non-homeless guy and play chess and kick back, which is cool.
Yeah, right. I mean, we'd smoke and drink out there. And I even had a couple people tell me, like, why would you want to smoke with them? Like, you want to share a joint with those guys?
Oh, dude, I ain't doing that. Fuck that.
Well, you know what? And I always did. I probably shouldn't have, but I try to hold it in a way where I didn't,
it's even your thinking.
Didn't expose myself so much. But again, I mean, one of the things I found, and before I get to the other things I found, but this thing that I found is dignity, right? These guys want dignity. And if I'm not smoking the same joint they're smoking,
you're better than them.
Then I'm better than them, right? And I'm not going to be able to hang out and get this information from them. And nor did I ever take notes there. So I would spend about 2 hours there, and then I'd walk home because I lived right around the corner, and then go straight to my office and just start writing a bunch of shit before I forgot.
That's cool.
But yeah, I mean, dignity. First of all, these guys, want the dignity. I forgot what else was I going to say.
But you know what, Nick? Yeah, I'm better. I'm not sharing a joint with you.
Right?
I'm better. You know why? Because I don't shoot fucking dirty needles into my fucking veins and get diseases that when I pass a joint with a friend, he's nervous. But I'll be honest, I've been around the world and smoked a lot of joints with some homeless dudes. Fucking Africa, you gotta smoke, dude, sometimes.
Dude.
And like, yeah, you never think about it. Usually I think about it after, dude. Maybe that's a story from another time. Dominican Republic. I was me and my brother. Fuck it, let's tell it. Me and my brother, like there was this town we're in. We're on a sailboat going around with my dad, who's on a sailboat still, and might come on soon. Thought he died the other day, but he's all right.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, but anyway, so we were in Dominican Republic, and Dominican Republic is kind of crazy. Like, that's where all the Americans were dying. We went right before that. Like 10 Americans died just like randomly, heart attacks and all this weird stuff. Yeah, it was all over the news. And then anyway, so we're there and we're in this one town, Souza, I believe. I'm saying it wrong. Souza.
Like the name of the tequila?
Yeah, S-O-U. I don't know. Every time I pronounce it, they yell at me. But it was like a prostitute town, but that's like where I met them to get on the boat. They were just stopped there to pick me up, and then we're going to head around.
Okay.
But we went out, and I didn't really know it was a prostitute town until I'm walking around, and these, I got robbed by two girls. They just stuck their hand in my pocket. I didn't even know because they try to grab you, like, come up. They got a system. And I pushed them off, and shit, they took like $6, but that was my drinking money for the night.
Oh wow!
So
that's fucking crazy.
But me and my brother were just like, fuck us. We're eating after the bar, all drunk. I'm all pissed because I got robbed for my $6. Fucking white privilege over here. So we're eating, and we meet these two girls, and we start hanging out with them, and we're like, I figure they're probably prostitutes or something because they're asking us for money. Like, no, we're just here to hang out. If you want to hang out, cool. If not, then like fuck off.
Right.
Like we ain't trying to do that shit. And so we went like swimming in the ocean or something, and then like my brother was single at the time. I wasn't, so I was like keeping my distance. But we started smoking a joint, and we passed this joint. We're all smoking, and there's two girls. So it's like my brother lights it, smokes it, hands it to this girl. She smokes it, and then hands it to me. And then the other girl's like, "Nah, I don't want to smoke." So then my brother gives it. I give it back to my brother. He smokes. He gives it back to that girl. Sorry, confusing. She smokes. Then the other one's like, "Okay, I'll smoke." And I'm like, "Go ahead, take the hit." She grabs it from her friend and then wipes off the end and like fucking gets the lighter and like kind of wipes on her shirt. And me and my brother are like, what the fuck? What's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? Why didn't you tell us? But so anyways, I can't talk shit about these homeless guys.
So then you grew stuff all over your lips the next day.
That's how I got this face AIDS. No, it was fine, but I definitely didn't smoke after that. That's for sure.
Well, you bring up a good point, Jay. Overly cautious, right? That's a thing, and sometimes it's good to be overly cautious, but usually for me, it's like, fuck it, man. Like, even when I go to work, like, I don't even wash my hands when I have lunch sometimes. And my hands are fucking disgusting.
Yeah, well, like, I believe when you're in the moment, like, if something's going to ruin the moment, most of the time, I'm not saying this is smart. Like I said last podcast, I like dumb moves. Make that come out of my mouth again. But, we got to get that, by the way. What is it? That, like, totally horn or whatever. But
do you have any sounds on that?
Just whatever they have. I don't. But anyways, I don't know if there's sound somewhere in here. But I just have our intro and then like the random clapping and the fucking.
Oh yeah.
Hey yo. Anyway, so
Rodecaster Pro, baby.
Hey, but I don't know what the hell was I saying. Something, but
you were talking about bad moves and overly cautious.
When I'm in, like, if I'm in fucking Panama and Bocas del Toro and the joints are flowing and the liquor's flowing and there might be some shady characters and I'm buying weed from and the weed sucks and I might get a little mad and we can't even roll a joint because it's humid as fuck and I got to get my cousin to smoke it or roll it and then smoke it. But, and it's a little shady area where the tourists are at a certain hour tend to disappear and we tend to be like 6 a.m. let's go, these guys are our friends. I'm not gonna be the one to be like, I'm not smoking that joint. Where have your lips been,
right?
Brown man from a different country.
Get
like
a filter.
Where have my lips been? Fuck that. Like, I'm not gonna ruin it, but at the same time I see some herps or I see some like shady process. Nah.
Yeah, right.
I can't do that to myself.
Yeah, you gotta have some kind of a threshold.
Yeah, but if you don't want to ruin the moment ever.
For sure. You know what? So going back to these homeless guys too, I would take some kind of precautionary measures. Like I said, I would like hold it at the end where my fingers touch my mouth and not the actual joint, But interesting, man. There was one time this guy walked up. First time I ever seen this guy, but not the last. I've seen him a bunch of times after that. But he walked up and he's like, got this phone. And the first thing he sees me and the first thing he tells me is, hey, do you got Wi-Fi? I was like, Wi-Fi? What the fuck? No, I don't have fucking Wi-Fi. He's like, yeah, you can't like give me Wi-Fi from your phone. I was like, no, my phone doesn't do that. Yeah, like a hotspot. I was like, no, what the fuck? That's weird, And so like he says something to these guys and then he just like walks off. And then like I looked at one of the guys named Casey. I was like, Casey, what the fuck's up with that? He's like, oh, dude, he's addicted to porn. He said he has a cell phone.
That's why he's homeless?
Probably. Who knows?
Yeah, I hear it's a real thing.
Dude, it's a real thing. And that actually, I never really thought about it until I met that guy. And that's what he wanted to do. He had a cell phone, but he doesn't have no service. But he has Wi-Fi. And so if he has Wi-Fi, he can watch porn. It's like, what the fuck? That's fucking crazy, dude.
I think like I ordered movies as a young kid, but besides that, I don't think I ever have.
I've had it. Remember, dude, I had a VHS porn one time.
Oh, me too.
Dude, it was called Las Putas Locas. That means
bitches are crazy?
The crazy bitches.
Crazy bitches. We reverse it. Yeah, crazy bitches. Orale.
Oh my God, that was a VHS
We need
fucking
some
tape.
Mexican music right here.
Yeah, dude. It was like it didn't even say that on the cover. It said like it was like a cartoon or something on the cover. Fucking weird. But you know a funny thing, dude. So let me tell you a funny story. It doesn't have nothing to do with porn, but maybe we'll get back to porn. This homeless guy I befriended, I guess. Yeah, I can call him my friend. His name was Will. And in Sacramento, I don't know if you know this or not, there's a thing called Concerts in the Park. And it's free shows, free concerts every Friday night.
Oh, nice.
And they're in a park, and they're, local bands usually, but sometimes they have some big names. Not real big names, but, bigger names. And just free shows. Anyone can go, right? You have to buy beer and stuff like that. But if you want to just go chill, listen to music, it's free. So I tell this guy one day, I said, hey, Will, you ever go check out those concerts in the park? Because he's always around that area. I said, no, I never heard of it. I said, dude, you got to go check it out. They're free, man. You don't have to spend no money. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll go check it out. So anyways, I didn't see him for like a month. And then I see him, and he's like, oh, man, do I got a story for you, And we sit down on my little bistro table, and we, make some sandwiches and light up a couple doobies. Dude, fucking hilarious story. So he goes to find this concert, right, in the park, which is free. He ends up going to a nightclub. And he's thinking, okay, well, this must be what Nick's talking about, because there's a concert going on. It's next to the park. Like, I'm going to go check it out, right? And I think it was the Barkays or one of those old school funk bands that was playing.
Okay.
And he loves that band, coincidentally. So he's like, yeah, fuck yeah, my band and everything. So he goes into this bar, right? And there's no cover or anything. So he goes in the bar. Obviously, he looks homeless. So everybody knows he's a homeless guy. But anyways, he goes to the bar, sits down, and just starts watching the concert. And then he asks the guy, like, hey, is this the free concert? I heard there's free concerts. And he's like, no, actually, it's not the free concert. We're going to open up cover pretty soon. So you got in just in time. You don't have to pay cover or whatever. So he's like, all right, cool. So he ends up staying at this place, right? Long story short, the bartender ends up buying him a couple beers because he's a cool dude. So he has a couple drinks. The main singer for the band bought him a beer, went to the bar, bought him a beer, and then danced with them. She was a chick, danced with them for a couple songs. And he's telling me this story, right? And this is a homeless guy who doesn't experience anything like that ever,
awesome.
Probably, So his fucking eyes are just glowing, dude. And he's telling me the story, and it's fucking epic. And he says, yeah, man, and I don't think it was the free concert you're talking about, but everyone was being so nice to me, everything was being so cool. And then at the end of it, everything shut down, and then I started to walk out. And the bartender says, hey, man, do you recycle? And he said, yeah, I recycle. And he gave me 2 big old bags of recyclable cans, And he said he took those back to his spot where he sleeps, and he slept on the cans. They were like a little bed for him.
He's all happy, smiling.
Oh, dude, he was fucking happy as hell.
The little things,
Dude, yeah, it was interesting. It was
human
fun.
interaction.
Human interaction, right? Which
human kindness
brings me back to that dignity portion, right? Mm-hmm. They just want to feel like they serve a purpose on this planet still.
Well, they want to feel human.
Exactly.
And when you walk by and you don't make eye contact,
Right.